In a surprise drop in the unemployment rate today, around 29,000 jobs were added in December, pushing the figure to 5.1%. For analysis on those numbers, business reporter Edward Boyd spoke with Paul Bloxham, chief economist at HSBC.
Well, certainly a positive upside surprise. The market had expected actually the numbers would be closer to 10,000 jobs created and the unemployment rate would track sideways. So this is a positive news story, and we haven't had a lot of those recently, so it's quite good to attach ourselves to it. The unemployment rate has edged down. The trend measure of unemployment looks as though it's edging down as well.
What will the RBA do with these statistics looking ahead to their rate decision next month?
Well, this will make them a little bit more comfortable. They're not quite out of the woods yet, though. We've still got the CPI numbers to come out next week. And keep in mind, the RBA is an inflation targeting central bank, so we think that those inflation numbers will still be below the Reserve Bank's target. So it's still going to be a close one, but I certainly these numbers would make them feel a little bit more comfortable about things.
Yes, inflation on Wednesday next week, in the year to September 2019, it's roughly 1.7%. Are you expecting it to stay around that level for the decision next week with CPI?
We are. We think that the CPI is going to stay below the Reserve Bank's 2 to 3% target band, and of course that key number that they'll be watching for is the underlying measure, the trimmed mean, and we think that's going to run at about 1.5%. So we think that's going to be well and truly below the Reserve Bank's target band.
So if inflation does come in at that level, what will the RBA do next month? Is HSBC pricing in an interest rate cut?
Look, we still have in mind the RBA is going to have to deliver more support for the economy and that we are going to get a further cut this year from the RBA. The labour market numbers are a part of that story, and of course the below target inflation numbers are a key part of that story too.
Are you pricing in just one cut this year or several?
We've got in mind the RBA delivers one more cut this year, and that should be enough. And then we'll obviously be focused very much this year on what happens in the May budget, because we're looking and hoping that there might be a bit more fiscal support for the economy.